in the circulatory system, specifically speaking about the heart. To begin today's lesson, we have a short video that is going to recap all your previous knowledge that we have done prior to today's class and give you a couple hints as to what we are about to discuss in today's session. Do enjoy the rest of the video and please write any questions that you may have from the video or any new terms or concepts that you are not familiar with. Write it down in your notebook so that we can discuss it after we watch the video.
Hello friends! Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to learn about the circulatory system of the human body. The main function of the circulatory system is to carry through the blood the nutrients to the cells of our body. It is formed by the heart, arteries and veins, and its proper functioning is essential for us to have good health. I have a curiosity. Do you know how much all of the arteries and veins would measure together, put in single file? They would measure 96,000 kilometers, which would be equivalent to almost 2.5 laps of the Earth. It's incredible, right? The heart has the main role in making sure that the blood travels around the body. With its 100,000 pulsations per day, it ensures that blood circulates throughout our body, allowing it to distribute oxygen and nutrients into our cells. We're going to start a journey through the circulatory system so we can understand it much better. The journey of blood begins in the heart. With the pulsations of the heart, the blood comes out through one of the greatest highways of the circulatory system, called the aorta. From that moment, blood flows through our body through many veins. During this trip, the blood is delivering oxygen and nutrients to the cells through the capillaries. It reaches the neck, head, and brain through one side. From there, the blood continues to flow into our arms, then through the aorta, around the thorax and abdomen, and finally reaching both of our legs. As this trip is circular, that is to say, it has no end, the blood starts the trip back to the heart to regain nutrients and oxygen. The blood that returns from the lower part of the body flows through the inferior vena cava. The one that returns from the arms and head travels through the superior vena cava. All that blood reaches the lungs, where it gets oxygenated and returns back to the heart. There, the journey starts again. The truth is that it is incredible that blood is permanently traveling inside our body. Don't you think? Well, now you know a little bit more about the circulatory system. But before saying goodbye, we want to remind you that for our body to work well, we have to do a lot of physical exercise and have a balanced diet. You have to eat vegetables, fruit and fish, and reduce eating sugar and sweets as much as you can. And of course, spend less time sitting in front of the TV or the computer. So now you all know. Right, now everyone, go to run and jump. Goodbye friends! Oh, and do not forget to subscribe to Happy Learning TV.
So did you all enjoy that video? What are some things that you came across in the video that you weren't familiar with before? Let's do a bit of a recap. What was the first thing that grasped your attention from this video? Anybody? Don't all rush. Were there things in the video that were familiar to you? Did you come across any new words, any new terms, any new concepts that grasp your attention? What are the main parts of the cardiovascular or circulatory system? What role does blood play in this system? So to delve into today's lesson, we're going to kickstart we're talking about what this system is. The cardiovascular circulatory system is a network consisting of blood vessels, and the heart. This network supplies tissues in the body with oxygen and other nutrients. It transports hormones to the rest of the body. It removes unnecessary waste products. So let's stick up in and let's talk about blood in the body. We all have blood running through our veins, right? If we cut our wrist, we see blood. Any one of us in this room here today. And why is blood so vitally important for us as human beings? Why is the circulatory system important? In the previous slide, we discussed that it helps with getting rid of waste products from our body. It helps to regulate our body temperature with something that we call homeostasis, which you will learn a little bit later on. The circulatory system delivers oxygen and nutrients to cells all over the rest of the body. The heart pumps oxygenated and deoxygenated blood on different sides. So where is your heart located? It is located in the middle of your chest, but it slightly leans to the left. So take 2 seconds and let's feel our heartbeats. Do you feel it? Okay, you think we can discover how many beats per minute that our heart goes at? The types of blood vessels in our bodies include arteries, capillaries, and veins, which are important to all human bodies. So repeat that after me. What are the 3 blood vessels that we humans have? We have arteries, capillaries, and we have veins. Blood. Now, this is one of the main components of the circulatory system. Blood contains what? There's this cute little diagram here. Blood contains plasma, it contains white blood cells and platelets, it contains red blood cells, but they all go at different variations. Why is plasma important? What is plasma? Plasma is a mixture of water, sugar, fat, protein, and salts. Then what are red blood cells? Red blood cells contain a special protein called hemoglobin, which helps carry oxygen from the lungs to the rest of the body. So, we have white blood cells as well. White blood cells protect the body from any form of infection. So think about it. When you play it out in the yard and you fall down and you graze your knees and it starts bleeding, and after it starts bleeding, it stops bleeding. When it stops bleeding, it starts to develop a scar. Now, that scar that develops, isn't it usually something white or something creamish looking? So that is what our white blood cells do. It protects our bodies from getting further infections. And last but not least, we have platelets. And platelets help with the catalog. We're going to jump into some parts of the heart. Remember today at the start of the video, I told you all that we're going to pay special attention to the heart. We are discussing the circulatory system, but our main objective today is the heart and what exactly the heart does. So within the heart, we have a couple main parts that I'm going to outline to you. So please pay attention. We're going to start. First one, the right atrium. What does the right atrium do? The right atrium receives blood from the veins and pumps it into the right ventricle. So we're going to notice that this is a process. It moves from one to the other to the other. So from the right ventricle receives the blood from the right atrium, and it is in the lungs where it has become oxygenated. What does it become an oxygenated mean? Simply means being rich in oxygen. So then it moves to the left atrium. The left atrium receives the blood from the lungs and pumps it to the left ventricle. So it moves to the left ventricle. The left ventricle pumps oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. This left ventricle undergoes vigorous contractions and it creates what we know as our blood pressure level. The aortic valve. This is between the ventricle and the aorta. So if we look in this diagram here, between the ventricle and the aorta, we see the aortic valve. So we have the mitral valve, which is between the atrium and the left ventricle. We have the pulmonary valve, which is between the right ventricle and the pulmonary artery. And the tricuspid valve, which is between the right atrium and the right ventricle. So, as we move along today's lesson, we're going to get into deeper diagrams describing the heart. And you all will see these parts of the heart in action in these diagrams. So, we just discussed some of the parts of the heart. So, in this diagram here, we're going to take a closer look. So we have the left side of the heart on this side and we have the right side of the heart on this side. So we have the aorta, which carries the blood out. We have the superior vena cava, which brings the blood, the deoxygenated blood, into the heart, where it goes through the pulmonary valve, right atrium, then from the right atrium it moves to tricuspid valve, etc., where it becomes oxygenated in the lungs. Then it comes out highly rich in oxygen through the aorta and onto the rest of the body. So within this diagram, we have a clearer view and a clearer picture of exactly what the heart looks like and the structure of the heart. So here we have the word here, anatomy of the heart, is the title of this diagram. Now anatomy simply means the structure. So this diagram dealt with the structure of the heart and its various parts. So, blood flows through the body. It flows throughout each and every human being's body. Once blood travels through the pulmonary valve, it enters into your lungs. This is called pulmonary circulation. We're not going to go into depth with this, but within this process, this is where the blood becomes oxygenated and where we use it to breathe, which is why the circulatory system plays a part in the respiratory system. So, we see here, anything that is blue represents deoxygenated blood. Anything that is red represents oxygenated blood. So we see here, let's follow this diagram. It starts here, it goes up into the heart through the vena cava and into the right atrium. Then, as discussed before, it goes to the lungs. From the lungs, it becomes rich in oxygen through capillaries and other parts of the lungs where there's an exchange of gases and the blood continues. We're still dealing with the flow of the blood. And it goes down the pulmonary veins, makes its way to the right atrium, etc., where it comes out of the aorta and back into the human body, where the cycle is repeated and repeated and repeated so we can live and we could survive. So, we have a quick quiz. You all have 5 minutes to label this diagram of the heart. So, go ahead, take your time. You all are provided with worksheets. So, please, your spelling will be checked. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So, there's a reward for anyone that can get all 14 parts of this diagram correct. So, there's another tiny little quiz. And in this quiz, you all will be given out the paper shortly. You all take your time and answer all the questions that follow within this quiz. However, if you are still confused about anything, I am open to any questions that you may have. So guys, to wrap up today's class, I have another video. So, again, same concept applies. Take your time, look at the video, pay attention to everything that the video is saying, and make sure you take notes of anything that may be new, or you write anything that may confuse you. So, enjoy this video guys, and I hope that you learned something from it. We'll recap after the video is completed.
Hello friends, welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to get to know the engine in our body. Today, we're going to get to know the human heart. The heart is the most special muscle we have. It's situated a little to the left from the center of our chest.
between our lungs and is in an oblique position, positioned diagonally. We say that it's very special because it sends blood all over our body. Blood delivers oxygen and nutrients we need to live to all of our cells. Our heart is a type of pump, like the ones we use to inflate the wheels on our bikes. The only thing is that instead of pumping air, it pumps blood. The heart is divided into two parts, the right part and the left part, separated by a cellular wall, so they are not connected internally. Each one of these parts has two chambers or cavities. The upper cavities are called right and left atrium, and the lower cavities are called right and left ventricle. The heart also has four kinds of doors, which are called valves. These valves open to let blood in, and they close so this blood can't go back. Now we've got to know the most important parts of the heart, but do you know how it works? It all commences in the right atrium, where the deoxygenated blood, meaning it has very little oxygen and nutrients, enters the heart. Then it goes through the first valve up to the right ventricle. Once it is here, the heart sends the blood directly to the lungs. And it's in this moment where the blood is oxygenated, and it's filled with oxygen and nutrients. When it is already oxygenated, it goes back to the heart, reaching the left atrium, from where it will pass through the third valve until the last cavity, the left ventricle. Finally, the heart sends this now oxygenated blood through the fourth and last valve towards the rest of the body, and it starts again. To understand how our heart beats, we only need to imagine that our hand is a heart, and that when it opens up, it fills up with blood. And when it's closed, it pumps that blood outwards. When blood exits our heart, it flows through our whole body through blood vessels, and there are three types: arteries, veins, and capillary vessels. Arteries deliver oxygen and nutrients-rich blood to all our organs in our body. Veins take that blood, low in oxygen, back to the heart. And the capillary vessels, which are very small, connected arteries with veins and cells. Fun fact! Do you know approximately how much a human heart weighs? Well, it's 450 grams, almost half a kilo. The truth is that the heart is the engine in our circulatory system and is an incredibly strong muscle. It's able to beat more than 100,000 times a day. So cool! We can't say goodbye without giving you a tip. We need to take care of our heart, and that's why we need to do physical exercise. We need to eat healthy foods, and please, never ever smoke. It's the worst thing you can do to hurt your heart. Goodbye, friends. See you in the next Happy Learning video.
the pulmonary artery. From the pulmonary artery, it goes into the lungs. From the lungs, it becomes rich in oxygen and healthy for our bodies and goes to the left atrium. From the left atrium, it moves to the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, it moves to the aorta. And then from the aorta, it moves straight to the rest of our bodies. So, some key points to remember from today's class. The heart is divided into two chambers. We have a left chamber and we have a right chamber. Now, these both left and right chambers consist of the right ventricle, the left ventricle, the right aorta, and the left aorta. Some main parts of the heart include right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle, aortic valve, mitral valve, pulmonary valve, and the tricuspid valve. So to wrap up today's class, make sure you take a look at these charts in further detail. When class is finished, you all can feel free to come up, take any pictures that you may need under my supervision, of course. And please feel free to share them with your classmates that are not here today. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they are confused about? Please feel free to speak to me now, or you can speak to me after class concerning it. Your grades for your quiz will be handed out to you all tomorrow, and your rewards will be given along with some stickers that I have in store. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's lesson. For homework, you all are assigned to draw a diagram of the heart. Now, I don't want anything in too much detail concerning color and all of that, but I just want what you understand from this lesson today. So we focused on the heart. So I want you to explain the heart in itself, structure of the heart. We could go back to the slide where we have the anatomy of the heart, and that is what I want you all to do for me. Just draw your version of the structure of the heart. Make sure it includes the chambers and all the other main points of today's class. Thank you guys. Hope you all enjoy. Make sure and do your homework, and I'll see you all tomorrow.